Shalom Aleichem. Welcome to the Breslov Research Weekly Parsha. Today's week is Bereishis. Bereishis is the beginning. In the beginning of everything, is where Hashem created the entire world. A young kid in Uman, Rosh Hashanah, just a couple of weeks ago, he asked me, why did Hashem have to create the world? Right? Good question. And I told him the Arizal asked the same question. He said, Hashem is known by many names. Yud-Kei Vov-Kei, Hashem, Aleph, Dalet, Nun, Yud, Elokim, Shakai, Kael, Elokah, so on. I said, he's also known by the names of Rachum, Chanun, compassionate, he's merciful. Now, how would anybody ever refer to him as merciful if there was nobody who received his mercy? How can anyone say he's compassionate if he never felt God's compassion? So Hashem had to, as it were, create the world, Kaviyachol, in order to be able to bestow his kindness and compassion and mercy upon humankind. So here we are today, 5,786 years after the creation, and we are looking for Hashem's compassion. Now, the whole Parsha, you can spend weeks, months, possibly years explaining and exploring Parshas Bereishis itself, just the actual creation, why everything had to be done, and then the story of the creation of Adam, and then the creation of Eve, and then the creation of the snake, the eating from the tree of knowledge, the story of Cain and Hevel. Two guys, there's a whole world, two guys, one of them kills the other, right? And then we have the history from Adam until Noah. Well, anyway, the point is that we have to realize the Torah is not only telling us the story. Torah is actually repeating itself every single day. Now, we can take the words Reb Nosson writes, Zeh Sefer Toldos Odom, chapter 5 in Genesis. This is the book, the generations of man. Reb Nosson says, this book, this Chumash, and starts with Parshas Bereishis, is the story of all mankind. Anyone who wants to could just look in the Chumash and find their life. You could understand from what goes on in the Chumash how I have to live my life, the pitfalls that I face, the challenges, the frustrations, all the different things that go on in my life are all found in the Chumash. You ever hear a sibling rivalry? Or what happened with Ishmael and Yitzchak? What happened with Yaakov and Esav? What happened with Yosef and the tribes? Right? We want to talk about getting things done. Noah had to build an ark. Took him 120 years. All right, in those days people lived longer and they were healthy till the end, basically, right? So it took him 120 years to build an ark. But he kept at it. He didn't have bulldozers, he didn't have sawing machines, saws, he didn't have electric saws or tree choppers. He had to cut everything by hand. And he did it. perseverance, right? You have a whole bunch of stories in the Chumash that as we go on with the Parshas series, we'll explore them, how it applies to us today. I'm going to go a little bit into the concept of the 6 days of creation. First day was light and darkness. Where it says time was created then. There's a second day is upper waters and the lower waters. Third day was the earth itself was uncovered. Fourth day was the sun, the moon, planets. Fifth day were the animals. Fifth day were the fish and fowl, Fifth day were the fish and the fowl. And the sixth day were the animals and, of course, man. And then there was Shabbos. Now, we're facing today, Rabbi Nachman said there's going to be, this 200 years ago, there's going to be a wave of atheism covering the globe. That wave of atheism is so blatant today. People don't recognize Hashem. People don't talk about Hashem. But worst of all, we have science. Yeah, science. And science has a theory. When I was a kid, in the 50s, 1950s, they were talking about finding a skeleton and a man that was 1,000,000 years old, then it was 3,000,000 years old, and 5,000,000 years old, whatever. Today, scientists are talking about a universe that's 50 billion years old. May Hashem forgive me for even repeating the words of these scientists. I have a question, a problem. You're asking me to believe the Bible that God created everything in 6 days. Or you're asking me to believe the scientists' theory. Again, it's all theory, that it's who knows how many billions of years and whatever the case is. Again, may I be forgiven for repeating their words. But I have questions about accepting their belief. My questions are simple. There are thousands upon thousands of minerals, types of minerals in the world. Gold, silver, copper. There's the earth itself, has so many different minerals in it. This is good for tomatoes, this is good. This earth could supply bananas and so on. Everything, the minerals in the earth, there's thousands of species. Then you have vegetation, thousands of different types of flora and fauna, thousands of different types. Then you have the animals, thousands of different species, from insects to the elephant to the whale, right? Thousands, right? Then there's the human being. There's 8 billion people on the planet today. And yet, there are so many differences between them. If it all came from one big bang, how is it that all this developed differently? I have never heard an answer to that, and I don't expect an answer to that, because the truth is, God created the world in 6 days. He created everything, from the lion, the elephant, the giraffe, to the mosquito, to the fly, to the bumblebee, and so on and so forth. Everything is created by Hashem. Our job, our mission, is to believe in Hashem. That's what we were created for. To recognize Hashem and to serve Hashem and to be the recipient of His compassion when it's bestowed upon us. That's what we have to believe. We believe in Hashem, we believe He is good, and therefore we believe that there will be compassion spread upon mankind. As the Nevi'im will say, when Mashiach comes, it will happen. There will be the expansive peace, and everything will be there. Main thing we have to know about Bereishis is that it instills in us faith in Hashem. Rabbi Nachman said, how fortunate we are that Moshe brought us a Torah. Moshe Rabbeinu brought us a Torah that begins with Bereishis bara Elokim. That in the beginning Hashem created, and everything goes back to Hashem, and that includes us. And if we were to turn to Hashem, we would see a completely different world. We would see how everything in the world, as crazy as it is today, and it's absolutely insane. The world works today completely on insanity. And yet, if we look carefully, we can see the hand of Hashem in everything. So let us hope that Bereishis, it's the beginning. It's a new beginning for all of us. That we all turn in faith to Hashem and renew our faith and strengthen our faith so that we merit to see the coming of Mashiach, building of the Beis HaMikdash, the ingathering of the exiles, and peace on earth for everybody. Amen. Amen. We want to thank you all for watching these videos. We hope it's helped you, the ideas of Rabbi Nachman, Rabbi Nosson, and it'll enhance your Shabbos. You'll have something extra to talk about. We hope you'll be able to share these ideas with other people too. And with that, we're going to see wonders upon wonders, how people's lives improve, and we have real reason to live, go forward with life, and to succeed in having a wonderful life. Amen.